This video goes meta way too fast, but at least it's honest. A ton of websites are blacked out or displaying banners today in protest of the Stop Online Piracy Act and Protect IP Act. Google, Wikipedia, Reddit, Tumblr, 4chan, Mozilla, XKCD, questionable content, Hacker News, Mojang, Boing Boing, Flickr, GNU, TechCrunch, The Daily Worse Than Failure, and I'm sure many more. I think this has officially gotten out of hand in a very good way. This legislation is stupid. It's just stupid. As concisely as possible, these bills do not solve the piracy problems they set out to solve, and they come with a host of other security and civil rights issues as well. But you can't blame the legislators for making stupid legislation because they don't have the technical knowledge required to understand why their legislation is stupid. Their expertise is simply in other areas, and recording industry lobbyists on top of that are pressuring them because this bill would give the RIAA and the MPAA a lot of power. So read up about it, educate yourself, and help educate your congressfolk. If this bill passes, I'm just gonna leave this country. As long as we're talking about news, there is one recent event that I find particularly hilarious, mostly because I know I shouldn't find it funny, but it's just so ironic. Paula Deen, the celebrity chef who is famous for her recipes involving copious amounts of butter, has admitted that she developed type 2 diabetes 3 years ago. The irony is either compounded or mitigated, and I can't tell which, by the fact that she's recently signed for a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign for a non-insulin injectable diabetes medication called Victoza. Of course, she is a celebrity chef, and cooking shows are not just about food, they're also about entertainment. Paula does not encourage unhealthy eating habits every day. What do you think? Do celebrity chefs have an ethical obligation to their viewers to, set an example for their eating habits? Another news item from Science Daily, link underground, a new study published in ACS's Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry shows that those who drink 4 or more cups of coffee a day are at 50% lower risk for developing type 2 diabetes due to substances in coffee that help prevent the misfolding of a substance called human islet amyloid polypeptide, which is a known factor in the disease's development. So, coffee drinkers, grab another one of Paula Deen's famous Krispy Kreme bacon burgers and rejoice. Moving away from the news, me, because I'm the best. Or something. I'm working on a video that I started over the holidays, but I'm having some difficulty with it because I want it to be really good, but I know that's no excuse for not making videos more often, so I'm going to do that. My New Year's resolution for 2012 was to finish everything I started, provided of course that it's worthwhile to finish, and I am holding to that. Right now I'm working on an independent study project which I have to finish and present by the end of February, and which might hopefully get me a summer research fellowship. I have a lot of experience with computer programming. Programming is perhaps unnecessarily difficult for beginners because programming languages that are widely used aren't designed as well as they could be. It's mainly because the way that people are accustomed to breaking down problems is not how most programming languages expect you to break down problems. So I was looking at research into programming language design, but I wasn't really feeling inspired, and then I had the idea to move away from languages and focus instead on a more natural way for non-programmers to design interactive software, especially games. There's a fair amount of this kind of software out there already, but it breaks down into basically 3 categories. There are things like GameMaker and Unity, which are full-blown game engines with various drag-and-drop authoring tools, but in order to do anything really interesting with them, you still need to do a fair amount of programming. There are things like RPG Maker, where you get a few basic tools, and if you want to do anything beyond that, then you're pretty much out of luck. Then there are things like Multimedia Fusion, where you don't do any programming, but there are also very few limitations. However, the way things are put together might be needlessly complex. So I've got some tricks up my sleeve, and a substantial amount of research that let me say with confidence I can do better. The upshot of all this is that in a month or so I will have made some really cool interactive media authoring software which I think you're really gonna like and which I will demonstrate for you in an upcoming video. So that's what matters to me in the news lately and what I've been doing. I will see you again soon, and until then, have an excellent whatever.